Hello YouTube, Vlogoneerix Rams here, and this week I'm going to be talking about Dusty Smith and his videos relating to the alt-right. Now, what a lot of people have done is only listen to the first video that Dusty did, and not watch the second video. LiveLife8072 did this, Andy Walkie did this, Jeff Holiday did this, and at least a few others have done videos like that. Now, I admit when I saw the first video, I disliked it. Dusty came off like an idiot. The title alone is at least partially incorrect, and Dusty has evidently never heard of horseshoe theory. Now, Dusty says that Islam is the worst out of everything. And I say I agree with slight alterations. Islamism outside the US is the biggest problem, yes. But the far right, the patriot militias, the white supremacists, the skinheads, the wannabe Hitlers, Mussolini 2.0 as the Republican candidate, the whole far right in America is a bigger issue. In Australia, number one is, interestingly, both the regressive left and the theocratic right. Two sides of the horseshoe. And the attacking of feminists getting YouTubers huge? Well, that is true. Bearing, gone from nothing to 250,000 subs. Dr. Shame, I remember him when he had less than 10,000 subs. Now he has over 130,000 subs. And Logic, by criticising Islam, has gone from about 65,000 subs to 75,000 subs. However, I disagree that feminists and social justice warriors, henceforth known as the regressive left, are not a bogeyman. While the threat they pose is, I think, a bit overblown compared to religious extremism and nationalism and extreme patriotism, but LiveLife8072, Dusty does say in his second video, and in fact in his first video as well, that he does not think the regressive left is a non-issue. You obviously did not watch the first video, or you were deliberately dishonest about your position, about his position. You deliberately strawmanned him. A lot of YouTubers did that. You know who does this sort of reactionary shit? The regressive left and the theocratic right. And it's dumb. We're meant to be better than this. Now, then Dusty says that the big YouTubers got into attacking the regressive left, that they were infected by the alt-right. I face-palmed. Dude, Dusty, you do know that there are several channels that attack SJWs, but haven't endorsed Trump, including Ahmed Skeptic, at least as far as I know. Sargon, your claim could apply to. Thunderfoot stays mostly out of the election despite being an anti-feminist. Dr. Shame's same deal. Me personally, I don't like Hillary, I hate her, but I absolutely despise Mussolini 2.0, known as Donald Trump. As for the whole spreading alt-right memes and talking points, with the possible exception again of Sargon, I'm going to be hard on him in this video. I have one thing to say. Source please, at least in the first video. Show me this, you must back up what you say, especially here. He backs it up in the second video, which is good. Now, when he gets on to Trump being a worse candidate than Hillary, I agree completely. I know Sargon hasn't gone over Trump's policy plans. I do suspect he's become alt-right, though I can't say for sure. It's most likely the case of the social justice warriors having their own effect on him. Now, LiveLife8072 did claim that Dusty claimed that the regressive left is not a problem. Wrong! If you actually listen to the clip about 448, Dusty says that the regressive left is not the biggest problem. It's a problem, yes, but there are as big, if not bigger, fish to fry. The 20% claim of Trump dying is bullshit, though. I do think, however, that there may be about a 20% chance that, if Trump does get in, he will be assassinated. And then we get a theocrat and Mike Pence as president. This is something Sargon of Akkad doesn't know, and considering all of the research he does normally is extremely shocking. I had a suspicion this had happened to Sargon listening to him in Thunderfoot on Brexit, but I do see that he does seem alt-right. Whether he is actually alt-right, I don't know. I'm personally agnostic about that, but he definitely shows a fair few signs about it. Now here, Dusty does go quite a long way off the rails. He even uses the word literally. I can tell you now, Dusty, over 200 videos of people, a lot like Mike Pence, in fact even multiple videos on Trump himself, and at least one on Pence, have been aired on the Drunken Peasants podcast with the amazing atheist, one of the people you said was alt-right, and the peasants have disagreed strongly with him on every single time. So no, Dusty, most of them do not support the theocrats on Right Wing Watch blog. You went off the rails there big time, Dusty. At least he does admit that he was part of the problem. He's trying to be part of the solution, and the Drunken Peasants try to be, and so do I. And, you know, that's the problem. The fans of Sargon, for example, are almost certainly right-wing. In fact, dare I say it, alt-right. TJ, Gunn, and probably Skeptic too have fair right-wing bases in their audience. He does mock the whole, the regressive left is the worst thing in the world, which I think is not okay, honestly. The way he said it was stupid. Feminists do that sort of shit, Dusty. You should be above that. Dusty also changes the percentages of content the big YouTubers fire off against SJWs. Goes from 70 to 80. He finally settles down on 75. So, get it a bit straight. He did eventually do that. But Dusty does concede that his two videos are like Kyle Kalinske trying to get progressives and new atheists to stop constantly attacking each other, which failed miserably. And my big question to Dusty is, if you concede that your videos aren't going to do much, what is the fucking point of the video? The last 3 minutes, though, is mostly okay. Although the whole alt-right infection of the skeptic community, in my opinion, is overblown. In conclusion, Dusty's entire video is at best projecting Sargon of Akkad onto the entire skeptic community, and at worst, dishonest. Dusty doesn't strike me as particularly dishonest, but this sort of rhetoric only hurts him, especially when he generalises like that. I also think he missed a guy from a list of potential alt-righters, Mr. Epsilon. He believes at least one Hillary conspiracy, her getting off a rapist one, and bragged about it later. I know that's bullshit. That's a bullshit conspiracy, and yet Repsion believes that. And he's shown signs of possibly supporting Trump, though he's also made videos against Trump. Now on to the second video. So at the start he acknowledges his role in the alt-right infection of the skeptic community, which really isn't as bad as he makes it out to be. So why did Dusty join the alt-right movement in the first place? Well, it's for similar reasons to what I suspect a lot of people did. Bernie or bust. The DNC rigged the election, and a lot of people said, fuck that shit. Burn the entire establishment to the ground with Trump. So yeah, that's it. And personally, I found it extremely idiotic. Although that being said, I do say that Trump is basically the president America deserves. But at this point, it does seem that America is not yet so far gone as to vote him in. I think people like Kyle Kalinske help a bit with that. Apparently, one of the big strawmen was that alt-right was associated with white nationalism. I would say white nationalism is much more far-right, like right-wing watch blog-worthy right-wing. That being said, I don't like the alt-right much. If the alt-right allegation is true for Sargon, then this video gives you an idea as to why I've been so hard on him recently. The main alt-righter that Dusty is talking about is on the Donald subreddit. No, I haven't checked it out. I don't care for it. I'm not really much of a Redditor. But this does seem to be where the infection came from, according to Dusty. How bad the infection is, nowhere near as bad as he says it does. It's infected Sargon pretty bad. Doesn't seem to have infected Skeptic and TJ. The bet has left TJ open to a bit of infection, but not much else there. But the big guy on the alt-right, Milo Yiannopoulos, I don't like him. I personally think he's a dickhead. He's the number one man of the alt-right, despite him claiming not to be. This guy is probably the greatest spreader of the infection, even though, again, I do think Dusty is overblowing the infection. Finally, it's defined! So how well do I fit into the definition of alt-right? Well, I've already indicated that I'm not going to be in there too well, since I call Milo a dickhead. But let's see. Nationalism, anti-political correctness, anti-social justice warrior, and pro-Trump. They're the four main tenets. For me, two of those apply. Anti-political correctness and anti-social justice warrior, both on the regressive left and the regressive right. But I don't support Trumpolini, Trump, and I'm not a nationalist. I'd say at least one of them applies to most of the skeptic community. 2 or 3, there are probably a few that take 3. Don't know about Saga with nationalism. TJ's not a nationalist, and he's only pro-Trump because he loses $1,000 to Scotty if Hillary wins. Dusty does say that we should be fighting things other than social justice warriors. And I say, don't tar the amazing atheist, Armored Skeptic, and Mr. Epsilon with the same brush as Sargon of Akkad or Chris Reagan. TJ does a lot of anti-SJW stuff on his channel, I will concede that. But he does a lot of criticism of other groups on the drunken peasants. Armored Skeptic is going after flat earthers and creationists as well. Reption and Logic go after Islam. Chris and Sargon don't. Anti-SJW stuff is like 90% of their content. Dusty then goes on the rant once again about keeping Donald Trump out of the presidency. We get it. Keep Donald Trump out of the presidential race. We should definitely be fighting it. And it's something, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. This is something the skeptics and the regressive left should be teaming up against. If that happened, if we truly got both groups to fight Trump, he would lose in a landslide. And guess what? Remember the definition from earlier? One of the main tenets of the alt-right, pro-Donald Trump. If he doesn't get in, bye-bye, goes the alt-right. And when he did the policy comparisons of Trump versus Hillary, he 180'd on the alt-right. This is something that I think we can accuse the skeptic community of not doing. And before you rain fire and brimstone on me, Dusty expressed my thoughts best in Cult of Dusty podcast episode 2. I'll link that up as well. Dusty spends most of the rest of the video talking about how dangerous Trump is, so the second video is nowhere near as bad as his first video. Will the people who made stupid responses watch the second video and withdraw their video or make another video to correct their mistakes? I won't be holding my breath. That is my video for today. I hope you were interested in my ramble about this. Please rate, comment, share and subscribe, and have a great day everyone.